I owe you an apology.
No, you don't. Come on in.
I do. I was stupid and hysterical in the Harborside parking lot.
Forget it.
It's just that I felt that you're my only support left in the family, and when you started having doubts, I felt like I was drowning.
Well, you were asking my opinion right then and there, and...
Has it changed?
I went to see Joe yesterday, looking for some reassurance for both of us.
I guess I should be thankful. I don't suppose you huff and puffed at him, I don't imagine. Huh?
I was straight with him. I told him that I hardly ever agree with my father-in-law, but what I saw at the Harborside made me plenty nervous, too.
Yeah, and what'd he say?
He kept his position. He said that Tiso is past, and his life now isn't connected with him. I want to believe him as much as you do.
I do believe him. Would I marry the guy if I thought he was lying to me?
Okay. What about Tiso?
I don't know about Tiso, Jack. I don't know, and I'm really scared. I mean, he has an explanation for everything about the gun and that woman, and... I mean, who knows? Her husband might really be crazy, right? I mean, that could be true, but maybe it's not. I can't close my eyes to that.
That's smart.
Glad you think it's smart. I wish Daddy did. That's why I had to leave and move out to Sheepshead Bay. I won't give up Joe. I can't. So the wedding plans have got to change. It'll be very small in the chapel at St. Aloysius. Mother will be there, I know, and you and Mare. I hope Frank and Jill will come. But it's not the way it's supposed to be, you know? It's supposed to be everybody happy and dancing. Would you guess that Rebel Siobhan really wanted her father to give her away?
I'm sorry.
You know, I love Joe, and Daddy only sees this as a final act of rebellion.
You know, Johnny, if there's a thread of right disposition, hell, even if there isn't, he isn't gonna budge.
Yeah, of course, I know that.
Can I tell you something about marriage?
Sure. You know more about it than I do.
It's worth it, but it's difficult. Two egos rolling around in the same space. You gotta have a lot of energy, a lot of giving. Hell, all I'm trying to say is that it's tough enough without adding problems. Being alienated from your family is a rotten way to start out.
So, in other words, you're saying that I ought to make the first move? Jack, that's hard.
Yeah. But if you wait for Johnny... I'm, also thinking about your mother and all of this.
Yeah.
Siobhan stays split from her family is going to be bad for everybody. Us, them, maybe you, too. Basically, he keeps the family pot boiling as to who we are, what we do.
Better do what you can. Get her to make it up with him.
But what about you? Can you get along with him?
John Ryan insulted me and my family and my hospitality. Never in my life have I accepted a thing like that. I don't forget, and I don't forgive. But for your sake, and Siobhan's, because you love her, I'm going to try to not think about it. I want one of those.
thank you. I'm really sorry about what happened at the party the other night. You gotta understand that when Daddy gets steamed up, you know, he doesn't really think things through.
Please forget it.
Can you?
My only regret is that he and your mother couldn't taste the main dish. Otherwise, the man who loves his daughter. Can I blame him?
Well, I can, and I do.
Honey, we were just talking about that. Tizo doesn't like putting you at odds with your family any more than I do.
I don't want your father's questions about me to make trouble for you and Joy.
Well, so Daddy has questions. I mean, he didn't exactly stay around to hear the answers, did he?
I think Tizo wonders if those answers are good enough for you.
You don't know how much I want to accept them.
I don't think I ought to let it rest at that. Joy's wife is entitled to any reassurance I can give her. So, ask. Who is Pavel? Fisherman in his fleet. Crazy? That's sad, but his wife won't accept that. She blames us for his running away. Otherwise, she'd have to blame herself. What else?
The guns?
They're to protect me and my family from people with long memories. I don't deny I've done things bad, but I paid for it. I'm still paying. But I don't want you and Joy to pay for my mistakes. I love this boy, and I want only happiness for the both of you.
I appreciate that, and everything that you have done.
If I ever worried about you two, I've stopped.
So have I.
I've got to go cook.
You know, if only Daddy could let himself know him.
Maybe sometime.
Oh, I'd like to think that, but I don't. But it's okay. I mean, we're okay.
I never want to separate you from your family. That's one of the things about you, about all of you, that appealed to me in the first place.
Wait a minute, hon. If you're marrying me for my father, it's no soap.
Turn on the jokes when it hurts too much, huh?
Hurts like hell. But Jack knows Daddy, and he says that if I don't make some kind of an effort at a reconciliation, it's not gonna change.
Well, Jack ought to know.
You know, Doc gave him and Mary a hard time when they started, too. But they're okay now, more or less.
Well, maybe you ought to make that move. Tell him you love him. Tell him you love me, too. And you don't want either one of us out of your life.
If he makes it a choice, you know what my choice will be.
Well, maybe he won't. You want me to talk to him?
No, this isn't really about you and Joe. It's you and your uncle, I'm sorry. It's more really about me and Daddy and letting go.
Yeah.
So, I'll try.
Well, good. Well, now?
Now, I can't get over how much a family wedding means to me.
So, try.
Yes. I love you.
You?
Hello. May I come in?
No,
Delia, why not?
because this is my house and my husband's.
He's not here.
How do you know?
When you didn't show up at the corporate apartment this morning as we had planned, I called Riverside Hospital to see if Dr. Roger Coleridge was on duty.
What did they say?
They said he was. I hung up. Nice. Small. It's not really a sufficient setting for you.
You're not being fair.
What? Why can't a special friend come by for a visit? I also needed to see you in your own environment to help my fantasy life when we're not all together. The earrings?
I hid them.
I'd like to see you wearing them.
They're very lovely, and I appreciate the thought, but
Get them. Very ingenious. Oh, here. No, I'll do it. Oh, yes. Yes. You must always wear them.
I can't. Roger would notice.
Oh, tell your Roger that they're not real. You got them at a thrift shop someplace.
But they are real, aren't they?
Of course. As real as my feelings for you. What is this? Are you unhappy? No.
Please, Dan, I really thought that you were my friend.
Were? I am.
Well, this is so important. Roger and me, and we have a chance to fix things, and I want that so much.
Then so do I, if that's what you want. But I also want you. The last thing in the world I want is for you to be unhappy.
Really?
Of course. Or the thought of calling in the note, putting you on the spot for the $50,000, foreclosing on Ryan's, I hate to think about it.
I was gonna pay you back.
That's all right, whenever you're able. In the meantime, we can't let business get in the way of our mutual pleasure. We can't let it come between us.
But there isn't any us.
After what we've shared. And look, here we are again. With the time and the privacy. I'm glad you're over your cold.
Oh, I'm not. I mean, it's still contagious. Roger won't even kiss me.
And you must be a star designer.
Someone's here. Bobby!
Hi, honey. You know, I've been awful worried about you lately. Oh, excuse me.
Oh, I'm all right, except for my cold. This is my commodities broker, Dan Fox. Dan, this is my brother, Bob. He used to be a policeman.
Mr. Fox?
How do you do? Nice to meet you, Bob.
And a boxer, too, weren't you?
Oh, just amateur stuff.
He has a black belt in karate. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to embarrass you, Bob, but how often do I get a chance to show you off?
Am I interrupting something here?
No, we were just talking business, but we're through.
For the moment. I'd like to continue our conversation later today, downtown.
Oh, I didn't get a chance to tell you this last night. I promised Bobby and his girl that I would spend the rest of the day with them, and she should be here any minute, right?
Oh, yeah, I hope so.
Tomorrow, then.
I'll call you.
Yes, first thing. Given the conditions of the market, we should move quickly.
We'll talk.
Yes, we will. Goodbye, nice to meet you.
You too.
Oh, thank you.
Honey, what's the matter? Was he bothering you?
No, he was just boring me to death. All he ever talks about is money.
Well, I thought that was a subject you liked.
Well, there's more to life, I hope.
Are you okay?
No. Bobby, can you lend me $50,000?
Dollars? Delia, are you crazy?
No, I just need...
Honey, you gotta know the answer to that. Now, where am I gonna come up with that kind of dough?
Well, I don't know. I thought maybe you saved it. You don't spend much.
Well, I don't make much either. What is it, your commodities again?
Well, sort of. Please help me. I haven't asked you for help in a long time.
Honey, I would if I could. Can you borrow it from somebody else, maybe?
Who?
Roger, if he's got it, he'll give it to you. If you got a good reason.
Yes, I've got a good reason. But I can't tell you what it is. And I can't tell him.
Hey, lady. This where I return a sandwich?
Honey, no problem. How about some tea and scones instead? How you doing?
Oh, I'm good. Yourself?
Oh, things are a bit crazy around here, but that's nothing new. We're wishing you were around yesterday.
Around where?
Jack and I took Ray's daughter down to the coffee house to look for the guy that mugged her. Oh, have you met her yet?
Well, Ray and I don't see each other too much anymore.
Well, Kimberly is an absolutely adorable girl. When I think about all the years Ray ignored her, it just makes me sick.
Yeah, maybe she was doing her a favor.
Anyway, we sat around the coffee house, drowning in cappuccino, and just about to call it a day when all of a sudden these two guys come in and sit down across the way from me so I could get a good look at them, you know? One of them calls over the waitress. Kim turns around and lets out a yelp, which, you know, just a reaction. She didn't mean to, of course, but she found up the whole thing. The guy bolted out the door, his friend pushed the waitress into Jack, and by the time he wanted to call the police, it was too late.
What are you guys doing now? Come on, let the pros handle that. These are rough guys. Geez, Jack ought to know better than that.
Oh, he does, of course. We just wanted Kim to make a positive identification. She and I spent all morning long going over mug shots.
Yeah, did you find anything?
Nope. But I'd recognize them again anywhere, especially his friend. Anyway, I wish he'd been there.
Yeah, well, you wish, I wish.
Do you miss the force?
Sometimes. I miss a lot of other things, too. But I'll live.
This must have been a miserable month for you, eh? At least Frank had his law practice to fall back on.
Yeah, it's a funny thing. There was a time when I thought being detective second grade was the only thing I'd ever be able to handle. Then I got down to Capital City and Frank's assistant. I don't know, maybe I thought I was hot stuff or something.
Maybe you are. Do you hate the new job?
What's that I hate about rice? It's dull. But you can't expect the export-import business to be as exciting as the Senate, I guess.
But you don't have to settle. You deserve a little pleasure in this life. A job that is satisfying and that can use all the things you have to offer, which you have a lot of.
What have you been doing? Taking lessons from your mother?
All my life. But I do know you'll find the right thing soon. You have to.
Well, I hope so. I don't want to be a cop anymore.
Well, now it doesn't feel right. Even though I do miss a direct line to the precinct. Bobby, could you find out the latest word in Tisa Novotny for me?
I heard he said he was going to retire at Siobhan's party.
What do you think?
Retiring? I hope for your sister's sake, yeah. I wouldn't place any bets on it.
There. Oh, honey, are you all right?
Oh, I'm not wonderful.
I know little on how you feel. Dawn and I were at war, too, and Finelli and I were engaged. I moved out for a while, also.
But Jack wasn't related to a bunch of gangsters, right?
Hey, I didn't say that. But it's a little bit scary, don't you think so? I mean, with the party and all
Mayor,
that.
I don't want to rehash that party. I just don't want to talk about it right now. Is Daddy home?
No, he's
Is he
out with the dog.
upstairs?
Now he's in with the dog.
I haven't left Joe and come back to the fold, but I would like to talk. How about it? Will you listen?
I'm listening.
Excuse me, I think this is better one-to-one. Come on, Finn, I'll give you some scones, but just don't tell Mom. Let's go.
Okay.
Okay. This is not your baby daughter talking. This is a full-grown woman who happens to be your youngest child. And who loves you.
Sweetheart.
And who loves the man who's going to be her husband. Joe is my future.
Sweetheart, it's not so much Joe, though God knows I'm not crazy about him. It's that whole deal out there.
Are you listening to me, Daddy? I am gonna marry Joe, and whatever else you feel about that fact, couldn't you please just give us your blessing? I mean, is that possible?
Look, the only thing I've ever wanted for any of my kids is for them to be happy.
Well, if that's true, then if you can promise me that I will never again have to apologize for you to Joe and his uncle. Wait.
I don't want you to apologize
just till
for
after
me.
the marriage, Daddy. If you can promise me that, then I want my family around me when I get married.
You're telling me I have to keep my mouth shut, huh?
Well, at least be minimally polite.
Sure. I have to take an oath. I be on my best behavior at all times while you go merrily on your
While I marry
own.
the man that I love and I want. Please, Daddy.
Okay, sweetheart. Okay. I'll try. He's your choice. You're grown up. I'll have to respect that. Now, just pull yourself together and let's get this wedding on its feet. Like Ryan's.
I love you, Daddy.